Hello, Spice It Up family. Thank you for joining me again this week in my home and in the kitchen. You know those weeks when your sweet tooth is insatiable and you're just craving something sweet? Well, that's the type of week I've been having. And to fix it, I've taken one of my favorite spices and I'm going to make a classic Indian dessert that is not only perfectly balanced, but will become something your family keeps asking for. Personally, I hate desserts. They're cloyingly sweet. So this recipe is one I truly enjoy because I'm able to satisfy my sweet tooth without causing a toothache. But really, my favorite part about this recipe is that I get to use one of my favorite spices, and from what I've seen in the Love It Foodies group, one of yours as well, saffron. So saffron is one of the most expensive spices in the world, and it's got a beautiful crimson color. As you would have known by the name of my pop-up kitchen, Saffron and Spice, I love to cook with saffron. Several ways to use saffron, one of which is you can crush it and just put it in your food. But there is also my favorite, where you soak it in warm water, soak the strands in warm water or a warm milk, and let it sit for a little bit so that the strands swell up, and that brings out the color of the saffron better. I was going to tell you all about the history of saffron, but then I decided to do something a little different this time. And I had gone through a post about in Love It Foodies about saffron being very expensive and why is it so. So I have a friend over here in New Home that has a saffron farm. And I thought it would be fun to take you out to Carl McDonald's farm, and so he can explain to you how he harvests it and why is it so expensive. Hey guys, as promised, we are here at Meraki Meadows New Home. It is the Saffron Farm, and I have Carl and his family here. Let's get to meet them and hear their story. So we have the Meraki Meadows team over here. All of them have a part to play in, the saffron farming. And a few months ago, Carl got in touch with me because he saw the name of Saffron and Spice, and he was wondering if I used saffron, and he told me that he was growing saffron here in New Home, which I was very surprised about. So, Carl, please tell us about your story. How did this all start? Because it was amusing to me. I want everyone to know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate your visit. I can't take credit for finding your website. Actually, Andy was out searching around and found the Saffron and Spice, and as he sent it to me and he said, hey, take a look at this, and I did some digging around and I found your contact and reached out to you. During the whole COVID piece of this, I had been doing some research and trying to determine what it is that we can start growing here on a small acreage that would be productive, what would be revenue generating, something that we could all have a part in. And I continued to do some research on it, and saffron, oddly enough, fit our climate, fit our region very, very well. But this was a natural fit, and I continued to dig around. Where do we get them from? Where, how do we, what does it need to support it? How much water do we need? So from there, we kind of developed a plan of how to plant.
The first one is the one that breaks open the ground in order to make the farrows. They can go down to about 12 inches probably into the ground, but because they're not wide enough, the ground falls back in, you're giving us about 6 to 8 inches.
Now, talk to me about that process of getting that flour out and then separating out. Explain to them
Everybody's
why.
looking at me with very evil eyes.
Now, this is why saffron is as expensive as it is.
In there would be purple flowers that you'd pick out and then put them in a bowl before we take them inside. We'd get all the flowers out of the field, and once we take them inside, we'd have to open them up and then take out all the red stigmas and stamens, and then separate the red from yellow.
Well, here you have it. Shop local, community is what it's all about, and thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So today we're going to make an Indian dessert called Kesari Bhat, which is basically saffron infused sweet rice. And so let's go over the ingredients. What we have here is I have a cup of basmati rice, which is soaked, 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of ghee or clarified butter, a few strands of saffron soaked in warm water, about 6 tablespoons of sugar, and then a handful of almonds, raisins, and cashews. And then we have some cardamom powder. So we're gonna get right into the recipe. So we're gonna take about 2 tablespoons of ghee, clarified butter, right into the pan. Let it melt. Once it's a little fried, we're gonna go ahead and drain it out. And then in the same ghee, we're gonna go ahead and put in the rice. Soaked basmati rice going in now. That's about 1 cup of soaked basmati rice. We're gonna fry it for about 2 minutes. Now in goes that saffron that was soaked in warm water. Look at that. Since saffron is so expensive, we don't want to waste it, right? Here it goes. 2 cups of water. Medium heat. And we're going to cover it and check it after about 5 minutes. When it's half done, we're going to go ahead and put in the sugar. Alright, so we've had this cooking for about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to put in about 6 tablespoons of sugar. And mix it all in. And then we're just going to cover it again and let it cook until the water is dried up. And it's ready now to go ahead and put in those nuts that we had fried earlier in the ghee. So I'm going to put that back in, mix it up. That looks great. And then final touch, about half a teaspoon of cardamom powder. Cardamom powder is used a lot in Indian cooking as well. And this will be ready for plating. And there you have it, Kesari Bhat. What a fun day! Between visiting my friend Carl and rewarding my sweet tooth with some yummy Kesari Bhat, this day has been truly one to remember. I am going to tell you about a little bit of an Indian folklore. It is said that you should not take a knife from someone else's hand. Why? Because you fight. Funny, huh? But yes, I follow it. Now, my mother always said, when boiling potatoes or eggs, add a pinch of salt to the water. This will help peel the skin off easily. That was your tip of the day. Until next time, as always, thank you to the show sponsors, Gandhi Bazaar and El Molino Tortillas. Please go out and support these lovely companies, helping to make this show a reality. We truly could not do any of this without them. That's it for today. Until next time, this is your chef and host Pooja, signing off.
El Molino has been a staple of the Lubbock community for decades, and their values of putting family first, only using quality ingredients, and helping your neighbors whenever in need are the reason why this city is so honored to have this company in their own backyard.
The Gandhi Bazaar, located on 34th Street, is Lubbock's most unique hidden foodie gem. Locally owned and operated, this astonishing Indian marketplace has everything you need to create authentic Indian meals right in your own kitchen.